NSL. Today we're going to discuss the personal protective equipment. So the first thing we'll go over is the apron. As you can see, it has a front and a back to it. The quick way to tell which is the front and which is the back, if it doesn't actually have it physically written on the apron, is the front, or the part that goes away from your body, has an extra little piece that flaps off on this particular apron. How do you put these on? The easiest way is you hold the strings up so they're crossed, just like this. Put your arms through them, and the cross part goes up over your head, and then it fits fine. If you need to adjust the height of it, you can pull down on these strings and then tighten up on the little spring-loaded black ball. Press, pull up, and then the apron stays nice and high and fits the way it should, tight on you. Next, what we're going to do is the chemical sleeves. If you look closely at these sleeves, there is an elbow side and a wrist side. You can tell by the actual diameter of the hole. Very simply, slide them over your arms. This right here is a chemical shield. Pretty self-explanatory. Goes on top of your head like this and keeps chemicals from splashing up and hitting you in the face. But what I do want to point out is there are adjustments. If you have a larger head, you can open this up, and also this ratchet tightens it onto your head. So what you do is you place it on top of your head and then tighten down the ratchet. That way it fits on your head and it's not a hindrance when you're actually working with your chemicals. It's slipping around on the top of your head. As you can see, this fits rather tightly and nicely. Then you can close it down. Once you're at this point, you have your shield, your sleeves, your apron on, then it's time to don the gloves. These particular gloves are triple polymer. They're called Trionic. That's a vendor name. They're made up of latex, nitrile, and neoprene. There is a glove chart in our outer lab where these gloves are kept in bulk that tells you what chemicals are safe to use with what particular gloves. What I like to do is, these are brand new. If they weren't, and I should do this anyway, whether they're new or not, I grab a nitrogen gun and just fill it up a little bit. This lets me know if there's any holes in the gloves where you could get a possible exposure. After you check both of the gloves, especially if they're used, slide them on. And I like to make a small cuff in the glove, just like this. That way, if you're working with chemicals and there is an exposure to the glove, and you lift your hand up, it drips down into the cuff rather than down your arm, or rather than inside this sleeve. So this is pretty important. Now we're pretty much protected against what we're going to work with. Gloves, arms, whole front, face. So if you were to get exposed to something, it's going to hopefully be restricted from getting onto your body by what you have on. Now, one thing I want to make clear is if you're working with chemicals and you have these gloves on, you don't want to be doing this, because now you're just exposing this stuff. Touching your glasses, you know, try handling the apron and stuff, because you could be taking the chemicals from whatever you're using that gets on your gloves and then, you know, adding it to this protective equipment. When you're done, you want to rinse under the water. Make sure that anything that got on the gloves is removed. And then to remove the gloves, you don't want to grab them like this and peel them off. You grab them by the fingers. And then when you have this one partially off, grab the other one. This way, if there was something left on these gloves as far as a chemical, you didn't get it on yourself when you're taking these off. Same went for the sleeves. If you thought they were exposed at all, you need to clean that off before you take them off. But again, poke underneath, slide off, same here. and you can use the sleeves to pull them off. Then you have the shield. A couple clicks loosens this up, comes right off. And the apron, just like you put it on. Take the arms up over your head, and then just return everything to its proper home when you're done with it.